Hello and welcome back to Andertons TV. My name is Rob.
I'm Chris.
And we are back in the beautiful studio which we have, and we're looking at warm audio hardware versus the UA equivalent. We've done something similar before, haven't we?
Yeah, we did the 610 preamps, I believe.
I think it was, yeah.
Yep. I mean, it was a strange one because we were a bit indecisive about it. And yeah, so I think we're better off on this one because we're running some stuff that's, I guess, easier to tell the difference from besides just preamps, you know? It's more than just sound.
So what we've done, same as we've always done, is Meg has come in and done a take. And this time we've got her to just do one and then we've processed it differently to get a different take.
Exactly.
The mic that we've used is the Lewitt LCT 540S. That camera there. Zoom. This is an incredibly good mic. We're actually going to do a video for this.
Yes.
It may already be out. It probably won't be out. I don't know what the schedule is, but
see what happens. But
these are supposed to be so crazy, but
yeah,
we'll get into that. Another treat for today is that we've got the man behind the camera, Mr. Andrew. Say hi.
Give us
hi.
And he is the brains. He knows all about this stuff, and he's the one you'll probably speak to in store should you come down to the shop. So if he is the voice of God because he's telling us the information we need because he's smarter than us, is basically the long and short of it.
I mean,
yeah. Shall we have a listen to some of these takes?
Let's do it.
All right.
I never came to the beach or stood by the ocean. I never sat by the shore under the sun with my feet in the sand, but you brought me here, and I'm happy that you did, 'cause now I'm as free as birds catching the wind. I never came to the beach or stood by the ocean. I never sat by the shore under the sun with my feet in the sand, but you brought me here, and I'm happy that you did, 'cause now I'm as free as birds catching the wind. I never came to the beach or stood by the ocean. I never sat by the shore under the sun with my feet in the sand, but you brought me here, and I'm happy that you did, 'cause now I'm as free as birds catching the wind. I never came to the beach or stood by the ocean. I never sat by the shore under the sun with my feet in the sand, but you brought me here, and I'm happy that you did, 'cause now I'm as free as birds catching the wind. I never came to the beach or stood by the ocean. I never sat by the shore under the sun with my feet in the sand, but you brought me here, and I'm happy that you did, 'cause now I'm as free as birds catching the wind.
Right, what did you think?
So, I mean, starting off with the 2A, I think personally, I preferred the plugin. It was something weird. It was something very subtle. Like I felt from the plugin we got maybe a bit more depth as opposed to the hardware. It's a bit of a funny one because you can't just put the controls the same on the hardware as you would with the plugin, because obviously they're calibrated differently. So you just have to kind of use your ears and try to get it as close as possible. But I guess that was kind of the best we achieved. Yeah. But still kind of getting a bit of a different vibe of it and a bit of a different sound. Yeah. But yeah, what was your perspective of it?
It's difficult, as you said, because you couldn't get it exactly the same for various reasons. But they do sound very similar. Yeah, which is the point. Obviously, that's the idea of it. But you expected, like we did in the last video, something to be slightly different or to be noticeably different. But again, really, really close to the existing.
Close.
With the WA76. Yeah. What were your thoughts on that?
I thought this was kind of a lot closer in terms of like them being both similar to each other. I think I did like the warm audio one, just because it's how it, I guess, dealt with the transients. I felt the S's were maybe a bit softer, and kind of how it was compressing it as a whole, I took a liking to more, I would say, personally. You know, it's all opinion, but that's kind of what I noticed first off the bat. But yeah, that's pretty much my.
I think definitely agree with that. I think that's exactly the way I sort of thought it as well. Pultec, yeah. Again, this one, it's a difficult one, this, because they are all made really well in terms of the software side of things. So trying to pick it apart, there isn't a lot to grasp.
To be fair, this one I thought sounded the most like I couldn't really.
Was this your favourite? Was it?
Yeah, like comparing audio to the comparing the hardware to the plugins, I thought there was like almost an indistinguishable difference. The other two, you know, you could tell like some sound a bit different, but this one I was flicking between them and I was like, they pretty much sound the same to me.
I mean, the main thing with all of these, you'll get a great sort of warmth, a really nice tone to it.
Yeah.
And the debate between digital versus hardware is always going to be the usability, isn't it?
For sure, exactly.
So with all of these, it's the physical, hands-on control. I think we probably said this again in the last video, but it is true. It's what it's about. It's about being able to do stuff without having to worry about clicking and dragging and all that sort of stuff. But then on the flip side, you don't get the benefits of the software side of things, saving presets, being able to recall stuff, having stuff already there.
And gain. That was one thing. That was one thing I'd never really found myself struggling with, was when we were setting up this. How we've got it routed is we've got the audio was pre-recorded running into the 2A and into the 1176 and into the Pultec, and we just bypass them as we're processing them individually. But getting the gain, like doing the gain staging along the way, was a bit confusing, because normally you open the plugin and it's already kind of set, so it's the same. But whereas this, you have to start, because it's analog, you have to actually sort out the gain throughout the whole thing and make sure it's not saturating on the way in. That was a problem we had when we were setting it up. That was distorting.
Yeah. But, I mean, sometimes that's what people are looking for. Sometimes they need that saturation, they need that sort of tone.
The thing is, I guess we're also in an environment now where I grew up, like when I was studying this, you know, it was all in plugins. I wasn't using any hardware.
Yeah, same for me. Again, hardware is a relatively new thing.
So exactly, whereas back in the day, hardware was all that was available.
Yeah. So I mean, and there's definitely a resurgence in the hardware stuff, because you've got people like us who have been using emulated plugins since we've started doing music, and now being able to get hold of these.
Yeah, it's way more affordable and easily accessible, so why not, you know?
Okay. Andy, I'm looking at you. What were your opinions? What do you think? What did you like?
I really like the LA2A, the hardware version, though, controversially.
Fair.
I thought it was a little bit more rounded going through. But I must admit, with the 1176 and the EQ1, I didn't see as much of a difference. The only thing I think I prefer with the compressors is it, like you say, you can push them a little bit harder. So again, if you're like the kind of person that's looking for that sort of saturated analog sort of tone and you know, the golden word warmth, that everyone is apparently after, you can really get it from that. But you know, does spending 600 or however many pounds on one piece of equipment justify going with it, when I think about how many plugins or something like that I could buy for that? That's probably the debate.
God, he's smart. He's a smart guy, isn't he?
He's a G. That's all I can say.
He is the G. So I think we've kind of covered most of it, isn't it? We've got our favourites. We've told people what we think. I mean, overall, I think last time I decided that I was a bit more of a digital head than a hardware head. I don't know if your opinion's changed,
I mean, it obviously it really varies on the situation you're in. Like
depends where you're recording.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I just had a session in a proper studio, you know, and got to use all the gear, and it's really fun because you just boom, you just use it as if you're using the plugins, and you get a really good sound, and it's a nice experience to just get off the bat. But then plugins for on the move is just so convenient, you know.
Yeah, like going to the Apollo Twin stuff, and you think that's no bigger than that.
The other day where I just brought my laptop in my Apollo.
Yeah.
There, and it was
there
just
you go.
simple as.
I think it's always going to be subjective. We can't tell you definitively whether or not this is the way to do it, because that's just
then
not
again,
how it works.
You know, it's a comparison.
Yeah.
tell us what you like. You know, you can leave it in the comment section below. Oh yeah.
How professional you are.
You know me.
Please, stop it. Yeah, and that's it. So if you've got any comments, like Chris said, put them below. Like it, and I guess subscribe.
Yeah.
Always subscribe. That's the one thing to do. And I guess we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the Andertons YouTube music technology channel. If you're a guitar player, or you play bass, or a drummer, or you're into keyboards, you might like one of our other YouTube channels, and I'll put links to those in the description below. Anyway, if you'd like to find out more about the products we featured in this video, please click up here. If you'd like to watch another video from this channel, please click here. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt like the one I'm wearing, click down here. And lastly, if you'd like to subscribe to our Music Tech YouTube channel, please click down here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.